Good morning, all. We'll start with today's class. And Yesterday we looked into the sample document or HTML document, and just we were going through different tags that are in that particular document, and also we'll write a already source code is written. We will see how it looks like on our browser. So you can see here we have the tag HTML tag body, opening tag, and this is the closing tag. Inside that I have h1, that is header 1, share your travels, that is the content, and this is closing h1 tag. This is how it will look, share your travels. Then we have a h2, header 2, header level 2, header level 2 h2. The text is New York Central Park, and this is the closing h2 tag. So you can see the text will look like this. And next we have a paragraph, photo by Randy Connolly. So you can see a photo by Randy Connolly, and here you can see the image. So actually this one will come here. Okay, we have the code I have written according to this. We will see how the output looks like. Where we have the paragraph. This is the paragraph. After that, actually there should be the image, insert image. So img, that is the HTML tag that is used for inserting the images, and src is the attributes, that is about the source, where it is located. It is located in this particular location. There is a img images folder, and inside the images folder there is a jpg called centralpark.jpg, and uh, alt alt attribute is like it is a alternate name. Whenever for some reason if we are not able to show this particular image, this description will show up. So we'll see that. I will show you how it looks like. Okay, that is done. And after the image we have another paragraph. This is another paragraph, and inside this paragraph, and for paragraph we use the HTML tag p. This is starting paragraph tag, and this is closing paragraph tag. And inside we have some text content, as well as we have some other HTML tags inside within this paragraph tag. So text is this photo of conservatory pond in, and we have a link here. So we already seen how to insert a link. For that we use the HTML tag a. This is the beginning tag. We have a attribute href, and is equal to, you give the link or a file. Various options are there. We will see it in a little while. Today we are going to see that what are the options we can have it in the link. Here we have a external website. So we have http://www.centralpark.com, and this is the closing. No, sorry, this is the close of the opening tag. From here to here, it is the opening tag, and Central Park is the content. Any text you can give any name, and this is the closing tag of the link. So this will be it will provide a hyperlink. So how the text would read is this photo of conservatory pond in Central Park. So you can see here this photo of conservatory park in Central Park. So this is a hyperlink that will, if you click on that, it will go to this particular website. And after that the paragraph continues. New York City was taken on October 22 comma 2011 with, okay, they with they are making the camera name in the a strong. So strong, I told you, whichever text you want to highlight, you have to make it as strong. So it will highlight that particular text. Here we have with a Canon EOS 30D. So those two in the uh, strong HTML tag. And after closing strong tag, we have camera. Camera will come in a normal, it will come as a normal content. Okay. After that, we have third level header h3. We have third level header h3. reviews. Okay, h3 closing h3 tag. This is the reviews, and after reviews we have made the divisions. Divisions, like you can think it as a container. You are grouping together, like whatever you want to, whatever the HTML tags you want to group, you will group under the div. It acts like a container. Uh, this is uh, visual representation. You will not see any kind of a visual representation for div, div, but it will group together. It will make this as a division. Nowadays, like a lot of websites, they use multiple divisions to create different sections. So there will be a proper grouping of the HTML elements or the content. I have first section or the division. Inside that, I have two paragraph by Ricardo on. You can see here, by Ricardo on, and September 15, 2012, and September 15, 2012, we are putting the HTML tag called as time. Okay, this is opening HTML tag time. This is closing HTML tag time, and after that closing paragraph. And next, one more paragraph I have, easy on the HDR body. Okay, you can see that text printed here. And after that, I have one more division by Susan on. Again, I have a time HTML tag, October 1, 2012, and closing time and paragraph. So this is the text you are going to see. Then I have paragraph, I love Central Park. That text has been displayed here. And at the end, after these two divisions, I have one more paragraph, but you can see there is one more new tag, small, copyright at copy. So if I want to get certain kind of a symbols, so we use this kind of a notations where it will produce the that particular symbol at copy. This will produce the a C. Okay, you will see inside a circle, that is a copyright symbol that is produced. And uh, from here, small tag starts here and small tags ends here. All this text will come as a small text. Okay, copyright, the symbol, 2012, share your travels. So closing, small, and paragraph. So this is the complete body. When we open this particular HTML file in the browser, this is how it will look like. So we'll see the actual code. This is the sample doc. Open with Notepad. Okay, it's the same document. There is no only additional, maybe I have included HTML. So I told you yesterday, HTML in HTML5, HTML tag, body tag, all those are optional. It is not really required. I have additional thing, title here, and this is share your travels. All these things are exactly the same. Okay, there is no change. I have written the code similar to what has been displayed there. And first we will load this particular page, and then we will see some variations. Okay, what I will do is I will go to the browser. I will take new window and C colon. I have my location. So I have stored it in a particular folder in my desktop. Just give that folder location in the browser. It will list all the contents of that particular folder. And this is the HTML file, sample doc.html. Okay, you can see that this is exactly whatever is written here, that is represented here. Okay, so you can see here. So Central Park photos, that is coming because we have the a title. Okay, just I will remove that title and save the document, and you see what happens. Now you can see here sample doc, that particular title has gone. It is showing the name of the HTML. If you want to put some title, normally I don't have a head HTML tag. If I have head HTML tag, I will put the title in the head HTML tag. Now I will save it, and I will reload the page. I can see title is coming up now. Next one is, I told you for this particular, okay. So this is the link Central Park. In this paragraph, this photo of conservatory pond, this photo of conservatory pond in Central Park. So you can see the Central Park is highlighted, and if I click on that, you can see bottom here, it will show what the link it is going to take our website into. So if you see here, it shows HTTPS on the bottom. You can see a bottom left corner. It is highlighting www.centralpark.com. And if I click on that, so it will open that particular page. Okay, this is the website, external website, where that particular link from our HTML is pointing. So I will go back to the previous page. Okay, and this is okay. Next is this paragraph. I think here we can, if you want, we can insert the instead of Central Park. Central Park is the content, this content. Instead of that, you want to have a small logo, you can do that. Okay, we'll see that in soon. First we'll see image. Image HTML tag will insert the image. Okay, image, as we know, image HTML tag img src, this is going to insert the image. So you can see the image is inserted. So where it is getting that particular image from? So it is getting image from, there is a img folder. Wherever you have that particular HTML file, I will show my folder. So where is my HTML file? So theory code. So this is the folder structure I have. In this folder structure, I have the HTML file. Inside the HTML file, I have a folder called img, and inside the img, I have the JPG, central park.jpg. That file is there. So that is why in, you can see here in the source what I have given, whatever is the present location. So this present location, there we have img folder / the name of the image. And on the server, normally we do like this. If we do like this, this will not work on our individual laptop, but this will work on the server. How this will work is, this will take this / as the root folder. Whatever server you have, you will have the root folder. Inside, it will directly go to the root folder, and it will try to find the image. So this will not work in here. Just the client is there, server is not there. So here what it will happen is, wherever the HTML file is there, it will look for img. Suppose let us say you don't want to have, suppose I want to have the source like this. What should I do? Can anybody guess? Earlier the code was like this: img /central park.jpg. Suppose let us say I don't want to give like that. I want to give like this. What changes should I do? Okay, so for just now I will show you. Hold on. Wait for your answer. Just I will save this image src is equal to centralpark.jpg, and I will reload the page. So I will reload the page. What happened? The image disappeared. Can anybody tell how I can get the image back here? If you want to speak up, you can.
Sir, you need to place the image in the main folder, sir.
Okay, very good. So what you are saying is, wherever the HTML I have, put the image over there. Okay, let us see. We will see what Ravi has told, and we will do that. Will that solve our problem? I will copy this and put it in this main folder, that is the code where I have the HTML. So now I did not make any change. The code is still says Central Park. Okay, central-park.jpg, and I will reload the page. Very good. So now it is getting from that local, wherever there is a HTML, it will look for the JPG file in that particular folder. If it gets it, it will display it. Okay. Now we will see the other parameter ALT here. ALT is equal to Central Park. What I will do is I will remove from this location. Okay, I removed the image from the code and I will reload the page. Again, what happened? The image is not there. So what it is showing? The name. So this ALT, okay, alternate. So this is an alternate name where it is telling Central Park. So you are giving the description about the image because image is not loading. So it will display this particular whatever the content you include here. So that is how we use the ALT. Okay, for now I will make this change img, and so inside the img folder I have the central park.jpg, and I will save this and I will load. Now you will not see ALT, but you will see the image. If image is not loaded, you will see whatever is the content of the ALT. Okay, that is one variation. And okay, now the other variation I told you, like here I have just the text, plain text as the content. Instead of plain text, let us say you, instead of having a Central Park here, let me have a small logo of the Central Park. Okay, how to do that? So we can do that. Now I have created one more logo, a small, just what I did was I made I resized this. This image is a smaller image. Dimension is 50 by 31 pixel, very small, because I don't want to show the big image there. I have a very small image. I will take this as a logo and I will make this as a link. Instead of having a text, instead of having a text Central Park here, I will have an image. And if I click on the image, it should take me to the new website. So what changes we will do here? I will remove, first thing is I don't want Central Park. Then what I want here, I want a image. Okay, so image is here. I will just copy this tag just to speed up the coding. I will copy in this place where there was a text before Central Park. Okay, and don't forget to close, okay, the image. So how to close the image? I will not give the alternate name, just I will have the a code. So now you can see this is the image insertion tag I have in between the link tag. So instead of Central Park, I have src is equal to img central park.jpg. Central Park is a big file, means a big picture. I don't want that. I have created one more smaller jpg, logo underscore Central Park. So I will just rename that logo underscore, and I will copy this. So if you are not able to see in one line, I will just drag this, just you can take a look. So now we have made change. What is the change we have made? This is the additional thing. We removed the text Central Park and we added the image tag. And what image it is going to insert? src is equal to img logo it is going to insert. I will save this and reload the page. Okay, now you can see this photo, conservatory pond in. Okay, so there is no text, there is an image. If I click on this particular logo, it will do the same thing. Okay, it will take me to the that particular location. Okay, so there are other options. We will see that when we go through the image in detail, we will go through that. So I am showing all these variations so that it will be interesting for you, and you can take up all those small changes and start creating your own htmls. Now we have here not much variations. Okay, okay, so this is the structure of the document, simple document. Now we'll continue with the our explanation. Before going into further explanation, I will take attendance. Okay, please, I request all of you, whoever is attending the class, please attend the class throughout. Okay, don't be attentive. Don't just join and not do anything. Okay, it's a waste of your time. Just to attendance is not that important. What is important is understanding. Your knowledge is important. Please be honest to yourself. Okay, start with the roll number 1. All of you unmute and say your roll number. Roll number 1. Next, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm not getting any answer. 6, 7.
Present, sir.
Present, sir.
Next, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 is present, right? Next, 8.
18 present, sir.
Okay. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26,
Present, sir.
27,
Present, sir.
28, 29, 30, 31,
31 present, sir.
32, 33, 34,
Present, sir.
35, 36, 37, 38,
Yes, sir.
39,
Yes, sir.
40,
Present, sir.
41, 42,
Yes, sir.
43,
Yes, sir.
44, 45, 46,
Present, sir.
47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52,
Present, sir. Sir, 51%. 52%.
53,
Present, sir.
54, 55, 56, 57,
Present, sir.
58,
Yes, sir.
59,
59 present, sir.
60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65,
Yes, sir.
66, 67,
Yes, sir.
68,
Present, sir.
69,
Present, sir.
70,
Present, sir.
71, okay, 71,
Sir, number 2 is present, sir.
which number?
2202.
Anybody else?
30 present, sir.
Anybody else? $25. Okay. So as I told already, you have seen there are different headings, tags for different headings, and how we should look into this is this is a semantic HTML. So semantic means what? It is more structure oriented. We should be not thinking these headings from the perspective how it looks, right? Which font, the size. We should not be more worried about that when we are using this HTML heading tags. We should be worried more about this is the first level headers, this is second level headers, these are third level headers. The look or the format aspect can be taken care by the CSS. So here as a structure, so we want the H1 header 1 level headings, 2 level, second level headings, third level, so on. That is the way we should use the heading HTML tags in case of a HTML document. So we have H1 to H6. So we have 6 headings. And some of the browsers show this so headings in a different, little bit different style. The way it is represented is a different way. Okay, the browser had its own default styling for each heading level. However, these are easily modified and customized via CSS. So it should be taken as a level 1, level 2, level 3 header as far as the HTML document is concerned. Whatever is the formatting, the display related things can be taken care using the CSS. In practice, headings in practice specify the heading level that is semantically accurate. Okay, do not choose a heading level because of the default presentation. So the way it is looking, don't take it as because of its looks. You take particular heading H1, H2, H3 because it is a level 1, level 2, level 3 heading. So that is how it should be semantically accurate. So not don't look for the presentation. Example, choosing H3 because you want your text to be bold and 16. So you should not take the H3 heading because you want the looks like this. Rather, choose the heading level because it is appropriate. Choosing H3 because it is a third level heading and not a primary or secondary heading. So that is how it should be semantically accurate. Paragraph, we use the HTML tag P. Okay, paragraphs are the most basic unit of text in an HTML document. Okay, notice that P tag container can contain HTML and other inline HTML elements. So the paragraph HTML tag contain other HTML or inline HTML elements. Inline HTML elements which will not break the paragraph. So you can use any of those things inside the paragraph HTML tag. Region tag is also a container element and is used to create a logical grouping of the content. So whenever you want to have the grouping, some kind of a some HTML or the content is related, you want to group it as a section, you can use the div. The div element has no intrinsic presentation. So when you use the div HTML tag, you will not see any presentation on the when HTML is rendered. It is frequently used in contemporary CSS based layouts to mark out section. So it is, I told you, it is frequently used for creating many sections. We'll see some examples also. HTML has a variety of new semantic elements for the div that can be used to reduce somewhat confusing mass of divs within divs within divs that is so typical contemporary web design. So if you have seen any code for the any of the website, there will be a lot of divs that will be used, like div inside div inside div. There will be so many divs and it becomes very confusing. But this div gives a good way of creating different sections. So that's why developers, they tend to use so many divs. Then to identify the different divs, what they will do is that they will provide some kind of a ID name or the class name for the div. So I will show you one example how the divs are used. Okay, this is just one Flipkart website. You are already familiar here. See, this is the main div. You can see all this is getting highlighted when I selected this. Okay, sorry, the div. It has a ID container. Okay, inside that again I have div. Okay, if you see again div. Now, if I choose this div, you can see different sections are getting highlighted. Okay, so we have a big div here, division, and inside that I have other divisions, and those divisions are, now you can see inside the this is getting, this top section is getting highlighted. You can see here, right? And it will move down. Next, are you able to see? Okay, so if you keep on drilling down there, you will get so many divs inside divs inside div. So this whole thing is divided into divs. So that's how so many divs are used. Are you able to see that so many divs clearly? Yes or no? That was a Flipkart website where this is just one example. You can see many other website. There is an extensive use of the divisions. Are you able to see the divisions which I demonstrated? You can say yes or no. Unmute and say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So that is how this is here. It is not very clearly visible. You can just open any website and go to the developer tools where you can see the code, HTML code, and you will as you highlight each of divisions, you will come to know which section. And this particular technique, what I did, is very helpful in web scraping. If you are doing any kind of a web scraping, you want to scrape text or anything from the websites, this technique you can use, where you need to identify which element you want to extract. Next is links. So already briefly we have seen what is the link. We use it as a tag as a anchor. Links are created using inside the angle bracket letter A element. The A stands for the anchor. The link has two main parts, destination and the label. Okay, so this is the destination and this is the label. So label can be a text. We saw the example, Central Park. It is just a label, text label, and when it is used like this, it will create a hyperlink, and where you can click. Okay, and this is the destination. When you click on this particular label, it will take you to this particular link. And the next example is, this is also, we did that. Instead of having the text, okay, label as a text, we had the label as the image. We inserted a label as a image, another logo. So same thing, already I demonstrated here. There is a logo.gif. When HTML is loaded, you will see that particular logo, and when you click on that, it will take you to this particular file. In this case, in this case, this is an external website, and in this case, it is a index.html which will be residing on the same server or the same server location. That index.html page will be there. It will open up that particular HTML file. Types of links. You can use anchor elements to create a wide range of links. Links to external sites. The example we saw is link. The link is directly hitting the external website, or to individual resources such as images or movies on an external site. Either you can directly hit the external site, or the resources which are available on the external site. You can create a link for that. Links to other pages or resources within the current site. Resources within the current site is, this is the example. So this particular link is resources within the same site, means on the same server there is a file called index.html, and it is linking to that particular file. That is the second one. Links to other places within the current page. So you have a big page and you want to move to some location inside that page, that can be done. Links to particular location on another page. So when we say here page, what do you understand by this page? So this says links to other places within the current page. This says links to particular location on the another page. What do you understand by page? Anybody? What do you understand by page?
Sir, page refers to the viewing methodology.
Okay, in our context, so page means what? Examples for the HTML, each will form as a page, isn't it? Is that true? Each HTML, you can say it is a page. Everybody clear? So you can have link on the same page. So for example, in the code block, okay, so I have 3 HTMLs here. Each potentially it can act, it is a page. Okay, so this is the sample.doc HTML that you have seen, and link.html is another page, hierarchy.html is another page. So what you can do is, when you are creating the link, you can create a link on the same current page. Suppose in the same page you want to go down to the bottom, to the top, or particular review section, you can do that. Or you can go to a different page and particular section in the different page, you can do that. Okay, link to particular location in another page. Links that are instruction to the browser to start the user's email program. Okay, using the link you can also start an email. If you want to send an mail to, okay, so it will open up the mail related application. If you want, we will see that. Okay, and it will try to send the email. Links that are instruction to the browser to execute a JavaScript function. Using the link we can also run the particular JavaScript function. First one, this is the link to the external website. So this is, you can see, http www.centralpark.com. This is an external website. I am creating a link to external website. Here on the external website, that is www.centralpark.com/logo.gif, there is a one resource called logo.gif on this particular website. Link to resources on external site. So I can create a link to external site or resource on the external site. What is the resource? Logo.gif. Third, link to another page on the same site as this page. So I am clicking on the home. So in many application you must have seen there is a home on the top. So there are a lot of pages will be there about us and about company, things like that. Many pages will be there. Always there is a home where it will load the home page. So when you click on the home, you are navigating within the same web application, and you are moving to the a particular page, that is a home page. Let's say in this case it is a index.html link to another page on the same site. Next. Okay, now you want to move to some part of your page, so you can do that. So here link to another place on the same page. You will be on the same page, and let's say there is a page is very long, and you want to move to the top. Like when you go to the bottom, you want to move to the top. At the bottom you can provide a link for the top. When you click on the that link, it will take you to the top of that page. So that is, you can do it. Next one is link to specific place on another page. Now this is on the same page. Okay, this is on the another page. What is the name of the another page? Product x.html hash reviews. This is the link to the another page, so we can create that. Then this is, you want to send a email, link to email, so you can say mail to forward slash, and you are giving the email ID here. And also you can link to JavaScript function. You can see the keywords here they have used is mail to, which will give an indication that it is a mail. And here is the keyword JavaScript, which will indicate that a certain JavaScript program is going to run. Open annoying pop-up. Okay, that is the name of the function. When you click on this, it will run this particular JavaScript function. And next one is, let us say you want to place a phone call. TEL, that is telephone colon. So this will use the appropriate application, and it will give when you click on that, it will open the appropriate application and load this particular number for calling. So you can have a link for all these things. Just you want to see the mail to, or JavaScript, we need to write the script. Right now I don't have a JavaScript. Just we'll try this mail to. Okay, I will change the existing code only so that I don't have to. Okay, href. Okay, I will have one more link. I'm just copying that. And here I will have mail to and some ID here. And here so you can see here in the href I have mail to, mail to, and I have email ID, and the content is just, it will say mail to. So that is how you can see here. You have a href mail to, and you have given some particular email ID and some text here, and you have the closing link. So I will use // mail. Okay, I save this, and let us load this. I made the changes. Okay. Some problem is there. Okay, just closing double quote is not there. Now you can see I just have mail to, nothing else. And also you can see that the highlight, it is saying the email ID. When I click on this, it will open some default application which is related to mail. It is right now, it is not configured. My laptop is not configured. Otherwise, it will open some, let's say if you have the Microsoft email, so it will open that Outlook and it will have that particular address. Right now, nothing is mapped. That's why you are seeing like this. Similarly, you can have the telephone number, or you can run the JavaScript as given in this examples here. So this is the telephone and this is the mail to. Just you can imagine this, you have a page and you open it in your mobile application, and when you click on telephone, so what it will do is it will open up the your telephone application, right? Telephone app, and it will already it will have this number dialed in. Okay, so you have to make the actual call, but this number will be loaded into that phone app. It will open up the phone app and it will load this number. So that is what it will do. Okay. Next, links with the label click here were once staple of the web. Okay, click here was used like many website. They used to say click here. Without, you don't know what will happen if you click there. Today such links are frowned upon. Okay, you don't see such links. They do not tell users where the link will take them. When we had the Central Park, we did not say click here, we said the Central Park. And when users goes over that particular text, he is sure that if he click there, he is going to go to the website of the Central Park. So click here things, that kind of links are not used. As a verb, click is becoming increasingly inaccurate when one takes into the account of a growth of the mobile browsers. Instead, textual links label should be descriptive. Okay, descriptive in the sense race results, see race result, reviews, things like that. So those will be the links. That is how we should use the text for the link. URL absolute referencing. Okay, when referencing a page or resource on an external site, a full absolute reference is required. That is the protocol, HTTP, domain name, any paths, and then finally the file name that you desire to restore. Suppose if you want to give the link to the external website, we should have the absolute path, means including HTTP, the domain name, the path. If there are any resources, that complete name should be given. Relative referencing, that is a absolute referencing when you are referencing the external site. Relative referencing normally you will use on your own web server if you want to reference anything. We also need to be able to successfully reference files within our site, okay, our application. This requires learning the syntax so-called as relative referencing. Okay, we'll see that. When the referencing resource is on the same server as your HTML document, then you can use a brief relative referencing. If the URL does not include the HTTP, then the browser will request the current server for the file. So what it will do is, if there is no reference of HTTP or anything like that, it will refer to our own server. It will look into our own server. For example, we did the image, right? Image, when we had that particular image, here it is relative referencing, means from the current location it is finding a folder within the same server. Right now it is code is not running on the server. If it was running on the server, it will look from the relative path from where the particular page is available. Or optionally, I told you, on the server you can use backslash. Is nothing but the root. In this particular client it will not work. On the server, it will take it as a root. It will go to the root folder, and in the root, it will try to find if there is any image folder, and inside the image folder, it will try to find this particular file is available or not. If all the resources for the site reside within the same directory, then you can reference those other resources simply via their file name. So when we were not able to see the file, when I removed the img folder name, I just gave the name of the image. Then Ravi told, and our page was not loading. Ravi told, copy that into the main folder. So we copied the file into the main folder and it started working. But in practice, when we are working on real-time projects, that is not a good solution. We don't want to put all the resources in one folder. Okay, we have to organize it into different folders. That is why we need to use the relative path. However, most real-world sites contain too many files. To put them all within a single directory, it is not advisable. Okay, it is not a good way of programming. For this situation, relative path name is required along with the file name. So I told you the relative path is either you can go from the root or from the current directory. The path name tells the browser where to locate the file on the server. Okay, what are the path names? So path names is what? Path names will give you the location of the resource what you are looking on our own server, right? So it is a relative path, and the path is used in the Unix convention. So whatever the folder structure you follow, Unix convention and the Windows conventions are exactly opposite. For HTML documents, for giving the relative path, we use the Unix conventions. How we use it on the Unix, that is how it is used. Forward slashes are used to separate directory names from each other and from file names. So what it says is okay, so here it is a backward slash. Okay. So normally the forward slashes, they are used to create the separation. I will check on this why, if there is any difference, forward or the backward slash. Forward slashes are used to separate the directory names from each other and the file names. So forward slashes are used to separate. Suppose I have multiple folders. For example, I had only image folder. Inside the image, if I had one more folder, I will use the forward slash to separate those. That is how I get the path. And double periods are used to reference a directory above the current one. So let us say I have a file. I will go to this. Let us say I have a file. Right now it is in the code. Suppose I have a file in this theory. The theory folder is above the code, isn't it? The theory folder is okay. I will say double dot, then it will take me to the above level of the folders. Then I will say forward slash the theory folder. So because it is on the above level, double periods are used to reference a directory above the current one in the directory tree. So these are the URL relative referencing. Same directory, you can see here, if it is a same directory, you can see href is equal to example.html because it is in the same directory. So you can see the structure here. Share your travels. This is the root folder. This is called forward slash is the root folder. Inside the root folder, I have index.html, all the files, index.html, about HTML, example HTML. When I'm referencing example HTML, see, I'm not giving any path or anything because it is in the root. Okay, so that is how it is called a same directory. Child directory. Okay, in the child directory, images. Okay, where is images folder is there? Images folder is a child of the root. Inside the root directory, I have image folder, and inside the image folder, I have some files. And if I want to reference to excuse me, logo.gif. Logo.gif is inside the images. So if I want to reference to logo.gif, I will say images / logo.gif. Grandchild means there is a folder inside another folder. Let us say CSS images background GIF. You want to access this particular file background GIF. If you want to access this particular file background GIF, first is inside the root folder there is a folder called CSS, and inside the CSS there is a folder called images. If I want to access this, I have to say the first folder is the CSS. Okay, it is in the root CSS / images, then I will say the whichever particular GIF file is present. Now parent or ancestor directory. Parent or ancestor means it is above, that folder level is above that particular child folder. Now to link to HTML, to link to about HTML from index HTML in members. Okay, first is in members there is a file called as about HTML. Okay, to link about HTML from index HTML. So index HTML is in the members folder, and from here I want to reference about HTML. That is what it is saying. So there is an index HTML file which is inside the members folder, and from here I want to access the about HTML, to link about HTML from index HTML in members use. How I will do it? So I want to from index HTML I want to access this particular HTML. Then I will use a dot. What dot will do? Dot will take me to one level above. So this is the, it is right now inside the member. It will go to this level, and when it comes to this level, that file is available here. So you will say dot / about.html. Sibling directory. Sibling directory is what? We have directories at the same level. Okay, link to logo.gif from index.html in member. So in members, okay, in members there is a index.html. Okay, in members there is index.html, and we want to reference logo.gif. Okay, and where is logo.gif? Logo.gif is in images. So what I have to do, from here I want to access here, and these two, images and members, are the sibling folders. From here, if I want to access the logo.gif, first I should go one level above and then access images. What that is meaning, dot and forwards dot. I will come to this level, then separate the folder / images / logo.gif. That is how I can access. You can see here href dot, it will go to one level above, then / images, then you will access the about HTML / about HTML. That is how in case of a sibling, you should go one level up and then you give the name of the sibling folder to access that particular files. Root reference. I told you about the root reference. This is the root, and this all the / this is used in the server side. So all these things are on the server side, and whenever I say / here, okay, you in front of the whatever the file required, that means about.html is available in the root folder. And but if you try to do it on the client side, if you are working on some HTML, don't use / here. It will not work on the client, because you are running this web page as a client. Just you are loading up in the web browser. It will not work, but it will work in the when it is working on the web server. So / always means that it is referring to the root. So that is how root about.html. And from root you can give the absolute path. So for every file from the root you can give the absolute path. So in case of a sibling also, you don't have to worry about whether it is a sibling or not. You can start from the root. So from the root, you will give to whatever the file you want. You will give all the folders, subfolders, and respective resources. And default document to link to index.html in members from the about.html, use either members or you can use /members. So either we can use just as a members because it is in the root directory, or you can say /members. Both are same. Okay, so we will stop at this point, and in the next class we'll continue with the inline text elements and other things. Any questions from today's session? Any questions?